Good afternoon and welcome to the April 15th version of the weekly CSM update. Wanted to start off this week's update with a quick shout out to Lane Puckett. He recently had a huge issue for a large generator where their protection transformer actually opened, and so it basically put the whole generator offline. They did some of the work on their end, but when we have something like this happen, PG&E usually requires that they prove that their new protection and all of that work. And that normally takes about 30 days to take place. So basically this generator would have been offline for about 30 days. But Lane was able to get all the right decision makers together, from the customer, substation folks, EGI, ET, you name it. And they got a conference call this past Thursday afternoon and kind of walked everyone through what the situation was. And they got a team en route right there to this pretty remote location to go ahead and get that test performed. And that actually got this generator back online that same evening. And they were very, very happy about that. So just great job, Lane. I appreciate you making that happen for this generator. Also, I just wanted to remind folks, if you have a fellow segment CSM, local CSM, or a customer relationship manager that you'd like to recognize in the future, please send me that suggestion. I'm always looking for some great stories about the work that I know you're all out there doing. So a couple of quick tips for you this week. There was a NEM and BIT training webinar not too long ago that Miguel Valdez and our team had organized. So if you were not able to make that, I've got a link to both the PowerPoint they used and to the webinar itself. We recorded that. The other thing is we've got best practice listed for you in the written version on how to look for and assign a biller to an ABS account, or at least to a BIT issue. And then lastly, there's a lot going around about customer data and privacy. Just wanted to remind everybody, when we are sending customer information, we definitely want to make sure we're encrypting it. And to do that, you basically just start an email and put the word encrypt in brackets. But I've included a link to show you how you can make a quick step. So within one button, it'll start a new email that's already set up to be encrypted, and then you just add your subject and do what you would normally do with an email. But just a reminder for folks to definitely use that encrypt option. Local CSMs, definitely looking for some help in writing some of these process guides. I know everyone's busy, but I think we can help ourselves. We continue to see issues come in where the reps are submitting issues for things that we've suggested they do themselves. So if I could get a couple local CSMs to volunteer to help take on writing process guides for some of those issues that we've said reps should do themselves, would definitely appreciate it. Please just shoot me a note if you'd like to do one, what the topic is. Look in the work planning guide. There's some options, and then we can make a planning guide or a process guide for that and shoot it out to the reps to use in the future. You can use any of the other planning guides that we've linked in this weekly update or other updates as the template for that document. Speaking of process guides, we have 3 more we're going to release this week from the segment CSM team. One is about customer-owned protection. The second piece is about non-CEE NRD contracts, how to get those going. And the last is about the BIP program. It's kind of an overview, and then also a process guide for what to do during situations. And those were put together by both Roger Hilberg and Jim Hendrick, so thanks to both of those guys for doing those. Couple quick reminders. April is the month of service. I think I put this in 2 weeks ago, but just one more reminder. Keep your eyes peeled for some good volunteer opportunities. I do a lot with my Rotary Club, and to be honest, I found that as much as you're there volunteering and you might think, oh man, that's taking up my time, I guarantee you get more out of this, out of a lot of these opportunities than anybody else. When you go and you're volunteering to help somebody else out, a lot of the times it's the volunteer that gets something really special or meaningful out of it. So just encourage folks to try to look for and sign up for something that might be a good opportunity for them. 2 more quick reminders. We recently started the client satisfaction survey. This is for both segment CSMs and local CSMs. So as a issue is completed for a rep, we're going to send out on a weekly basis a link to the survey that we've created, and that's just a way that we can collect some feedback on how we're doing, and we'll compile all that information quarterly and then send it out to both the reps so they can see the results and information coming in for them, as well as to their supervisors or managers to check out. And in your conversations with reps, just a reminder, we still see some emails coming in where reps say, hey, I submitted this issue a long time ago, no one's worked it, what's happening? So just a reminder that you really do need to check, the reps need to check the submit button if they're sending it off to anybody. I know we have a local CSM checkbox and we have the other checkbox above it. The first box is really just, are you sending to anybody besides yourself? And if the answer is yes, then check that box. Is it also a local issue? Then if so, check that box. So just as you're out there talking with reps, try to share that message as well, and I'll try to continue to put that message out there. And then just kind of a closing thought for the day. I have no idea who said this quote, but they basically said, it's not about perfect, it's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, that's where the transformation happens, and that's how change occurs. So, as we're out there really trying to continue to define our own roles within this new reorg and our organization here, just keep in mind it's about bringing the effort, trying to raise concerns and help us all get to that next step where we're operating efficiently and hopefully taking care of a lot of the concerns that people have. So hope you all have a great weekend and look forward to working with you all more in the near future. Thanks.